speaking of celebrating the failures of others, can you guys please find for me credible reporting on Bill Belichick? Because I keep seeing that he's discussed his buyout with North Carolina and that he has signaled that he might be willing to trigger the $1 million buyout, so the whole experiment won't last very long, would last the equivalent of about a month. But is that real? What's the real reporting on that that's most accurate on, is Belichick trying to just get out of there?
Well, let me say that Ollie Conley, despite how certain North Carolina fans may feel about him, is reputable on the Bill Belichick front. His reporting on this at the time of his signing was accurate. Ollie Conley, for those that don't know, once listed the Duke as one of the greatest NFL insiders on the planet.
Not once, twice, as Billy corrected you on. And was it just twice? I thought it was 3 times, and each ranking was higher than the previous one. The Duke rose to 4th greatest international football insider. That's as high as it got. And I thought it was going to get to number 1 because that progress was linear. It was straight up. It didn't bounce down.
Well, what ended up happening, to my understanding, is Ollie stopped covering football, so the list stopped. So I think it's kind of like, former Heisman winner, whatever. Like, you're always a Heisman winner. So, like, I will, because of the fact that there's been no updates to the list, I will always, I think, be the 4th highest, whatever, football something that Ollie did. Now, Ollie was all over this initially, the first time around. And this second time around, I have taken great joy in texting friends from North Carolina saying, like, this Ollie, he's telling us what's going on here. And he's saying Bill's gone. And they hate Ollie in North Carolina. They're like, he's so full of he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I was like, well, he was right. He was right there the first time around. I believe Ollie, which is weird because he's, to my understanding, British. And I don't know how it is that he has contacts and knows exactly what's going on in Chapel Hill.
He has tweeted, and it's credible enough that it has more than 10 million views, because whether you think he's a credible insider or not, he's reporting per sources that Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy, and he has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in the media. Please put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Is Billy indeed the 4th highest whatever football whatever insider whatever?
I had one of my most awkward public moments with Ollie Connolly at the Super Bowl, I think like 2 years ago, because he came up to me. It was the last day of Super Bowl. You're always like, just trying to get to the flight, basically pick up everything. It was like late in the day, and he kind of like appeared. He's like, hey, what's up, Billy? How's it going? I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And I was like half paying attention, whatever. He's like, I'm Ollie. I was like, Ollie? And then I was like, can I give you a hug? And I gave him like this big hug, and I could tell he very much did not want a hug from me. He's like, oh, sure, like I guess, like whatever. And I gave him a hug. I'm like, man, like it's so great to meet you. I'm so excited and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, okay, I got to go now. And he like left me because of how awkward I made things.
Well, it's funny that you should mention that on a couple of fronts. One, Ollie Connolly is Mina Kimes' guest on her podcast, the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny. And so if she respects him, you should as well. But when you bring up that story...
We respect Ollie Conley.
Yeah, what is
I meant
this?
the audience.
Yeah, but he's credible. He's from the Guardian.
I
He
hugged
knows
the man.
ball.
I hugged him, okay?
Yeah.
I don't just hug anyone.
Mike has additional reporting on this. But to that point, and perhaps you guys will be surprised at this as well, you don't just hug anyone. And this week, you and I hugged at my instigation. And I felt the way that you felt around and with Ollie. I felt like you didn't want that hug from me.
I'm a good hugger. I give a good hug. I just don't know when it's appropriate to hug and when it's not. I used to be a hugger. Like I do like the hello hug. That Hispanic culture is very tricky with the hello kiss. Like we're not going to beat around the bush on that one, because you don't know, is it presumptuous to give a hello kiss? When you grow up, you're in high school, whatever, hello kiss, but then you like leave your bubble and you're no longer dealing with only Hispanic people, and you don't want to give hello kisses to people who don't understand
and
that this
COVID.
is just part of the.
COVID hurt the hello kiss.
Yeah. He's so right about this, though.
I don't know what is our, I try to meet a person's greeting with what they are comfortable with, and I often miss the mark. And it's not like I missed the mark where I've gone too far. It's I missed the mark where I make things uncomfortable because it's like, oh, or like this is a hug thing. Is this like a hello kiss thing where like you like make a kiss sound and you touch cheek to cheek, but you don't actually kiss the person's cheek.
Thank you,
that's
Billy.
Like weird.
Thank you for bringing all of this up. We will get to Mike Ryan's new information on Bill Belichick. He has additional reporting on this, but I do want to tackle both of these things. You're saying falsehoods. You're saying you received and wanted that hug from me because I felt like while you may have one day been a hugger, you are no longer a hugger because you've been scarred by niceties in society that have knocked both the kiss and the hug out of the Latin man.
No, I mean, really, if we're going to be honest, what's ruined the kiss and the hug is sexual predators. Like, let's be fair there. It's not niceties. It's not that the world's become, more rude.
Shift.
It's like, the predators out there that make people uncomfortable where it's like, this is just a greeting. There's no further requests on my end for where this shall go. I'm just saying hello because this is how I was raised. This is part of my culture. Yeah. The hug also, I will say, I have a sty at the moment, so I'm trying not to get my face too close to people. Yeah, the good thing about glasses, the glasses hide the sty a bit. Yeah. Anyway.
The hug I gave you, was it wanted or was it not wanted?
Yeah, it was well received. It was fine. I mean, I don't walk around wanting hugs. I accept hugs should they come my way.
Tony, do you have this problem in either feet or pies? Do you have the problem of coming up to somebody, greeting them with a kiss the way Latin men do? Because I've had this knocked out of me. I've had it knocked out of me on a couple of fronts. One, by people expecting the second kiss on the second cheek.
That's
because,
European.
Yeah, where were you? That's not.
That's European.
No, I'm saying that what ends up happening is once I go in for the first kiss, there are certain members of society that then expect the second kiss that I'm not coming in to give the second kiss. The first kiss is all you're getting Latin style, but many people don't want that either, and now I'm gun shy.
Yeah. Well, again, we run in different circles, Dan.
Yeah, the two kisses at tapa boca. If you go and you give someone,
careful.
it's like then you're being a frick and you're really trying to see how much you can get away with.
Exactly right. You're trying to get an extra little kiss in there. If you're over in Europe, 2 kisses okay. You go 2 kisses, right? If you're in Miami, 1 kiss, right? I don't have an issue with, I'll go up. I gave Mike a hug today for his birthday. Yeah. So I have no issues with intimate touch when it comes to greetings.
Kiss Mike.
What is this a generational thing or something? Maybe it's because you're older and that this new generation is like, no, we're not accepting that anymore.
No,
we accept it. We still do it.
I think in Latin culture, the reason I was asking Tony is because I'm assuming he's almost only exclusively running in Latin circles.
I don't shake hands. Like, I only shake hands with people I don't know. Like, hey, how you doing? Okay, great. I'm going to shake your hand. But like, if it's somebody that I know, if it's an extended family member, even if it's somebody that I haven't seen in a long time, like, I'll go in.
No,
hey,
but this is where I make the mistake, though. I will, by way of greeting, simply because I'm Latin and got grandfathered in. People I'm meeting for the first time, I will go in for a kiss, and I don't think that's acceptable anymore.
That's still acceptable. I do the same thing.
I'm with Billy on this. What's the new reporting that you have for us,
So
Mike?
I want to add to Ali Conley's reports because most people just read that first tweet of his, but there's a lot of detail here, and it tracks with how these things go, folks. So he goes on to add, members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools. That's a pretty big one, and I'll explain why later and add that to another tweet that he has. The Rats are, quote, leaving the ship. Some staffers believe a change will come within 2 weeks. Reports of serious recruiting violations remain under investigation at UNC. Recruiting and practice violations have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources. Using recruiting violations to knock down a coach's buyout has become standard practice. Once again, totally accurate, just learning from history from Ali. Belichick's communication with his staff over the past 2 weeks has been described as weird and distant by multiple members of UNC's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during UNC's bye week. This is where I have something to add because I have spoken directly to people that were
to know?
Yes, I happen to know that I've spoken to people that were around that program when Bill Belichick was both flirting with UNC and then assembling his staff over there. There was a moment in time when Bill Belichick was already on UNC with the Dallas Cowboys job when open, and Bill Belichick wanted that job, and this echoes exactly how he treated the rest of his staff at that time. He was weird. He was distant because he was actively going for that job. This has happened a couple of times where everyone knows he wants to get back to the NFL. I hear that, and it tracks with what I heard from before. And the coach himself, who has been photographed in Nantucket with Jordan, on a bye week. Strange time to take a vacation when you're underwater with your program. He came out with a statement saying he was fully committed to the program. The program backed him up there. You see something like that, and you know there's something to the rumors right now. This is not going well for Bill Belichick. And yesterday, I turned to my left and I said, what would we handicap Bill Belichick actually returning next season to North Carolina? This is starting to get messy, folks. Ollie's a good reporter on this beat. Like, if Bill Belichick does come back to North Carolina, I expect him to tread water over there for a couple of months and then deuce out. Like, that's always kind of been the plan. He was hoping to rebuild his coaching credibility and get back to the NFL. Unfortunately for him, his ego, and those around him, it is not going the way he thought this would go, and it's hurting his chances. He's probably better quitting now than further cementing his name as a failure.
Oh my God, he knows.
He happens to know.
Come, everyone. Come and listen.
Happens to know.
He happens to know. Well informed.
You said cryptically that you turned to your left and had a conversation about next year. I would think at this point the Flames have gotten high enough in terms of legacy destruction that most people listening to this do not expect him to last the year.
It's a capitulation, Dan. Sometimes you're on a stock that's tanking and you decide, I don't want to lose it all. I'll just save like 20%, and over time that'll be fine. And I think he's giving serious consideration to saving face and getting out while he still can, even though I think it's pretty tarnished.
I mean, does he look better by quitting in the middle of the season? I don't know that makes him look any better than just finishing out the year and saying, you know what, I retire, this isn't for me, or whatever.
I think adding more L's doesn't help his cause of ultimately trying to get back.
I need to stop Mike, though, when he uses the language of kind of tarnished or, I mean, you said it's not good. It's a good deal worse than that. I do not have anything close to precedent on what I've witnessed happen to Bill Belichick in all of 5 games. Like, we could sit here and I can do these stats as an example. Andy Reid without Mahomes is 60 games over 500. He's got 13 this is without Mahomes. This is Andy Reid without Mahomes. Better to do it in this order than the order that Belichick did it in. Without Mahomes, Andy Reid, 60 games over 500, 13 playoff berths, 8 division titles, 1 Super Bowl, 11 playoff wins, 8 top 10 offenses.
1 Super Bowl appearance.
Yes, thank you. Belichick, without Brady, 20 games under 500, 2 playoff berths, 0 division titles, 0 Super Bowls, 1 playoff win, 0 top 10 offenses. So I can give you those numbers, but none of those numbers stick to Belichick the way these 5 games stick to Belichick. You guys are doing legacy, and I don't know it hurts him that much. I can't believe how much it hurts him because I say these 5 games make it hard for him to get a pro job that he wants, one with power, because he had to interview twice in Atlanta and didn't get that job. I think these 5 games unmask him. Like, it's not just that you don't want Belichick. You don't want the fool who's got the 20-year-old girlfriend wandering around your program. You can't give this power anymore. The only thing he gets is a media job or a coordinator job. I don't believe he's allowed to run a program anymore.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, he's still one of the greatest coaches of all time. Like, this is just kind of be a footnote. Like, we never talk about how much of a failure Nick Saban was in Miami between stops at college.
No, that's true.
Like, he's still going to be remembered as one of the greatest coaches ever.
But that's because he had massive success at Alabama after failing.
That's
right? Like, there's no success for Bill
solid
Belichick
point.
after this.
Here's why I do think Bill Belichick should get out now, because Bill Belichick, outside of the success, is also known for a certain mentality and the Patriot way and 0 distractions. This has been a total circus. This right now just adds to the circus. We wonder, how could it feel more like a circus at North Carolina? In the middle of the week, you have reputable reporters saying you're trying to find your way out and you're going on vacation with your girlfriend, and your school has to put out a statement saying the dreaded vote of confidence. Like, this is bad. Get out while you still can.
I'm not actually doing what Billy's doing. I think Billy is correct when he says once we step back from the flavor or the scandal of the moment, the way history will remember Bill Belichick is as one of the greatest coaches ever.
It's like Pete Carroll, too.
I'm not disagreeing with that part. It's also the part that I find less interesting because we can argue all we want about people's legacies, and Conan O'Brien will stand over the grave of Calvin Coolidge and be like, when's the last time anyone talked about Calvin Coolidge? Yeah, Belichick will be one of the greatest coaches ever. I'm talking about the right now for Belichick and how it must be for one of the people who truly believes himself to be one of the great coaches of all time to embarrass himself so much that even before this, Atlanta was saying, now we'll go Raheem Morris. You'll need to interview 2 times.
I have to stop you there because I also happen to know what happened with Atlanta a little bit. You're putting it too much on Atlanta. While they may have deduced that after the whole pursuit, a lot of what happened with Atlanta was Bill Belichick not wanting to follow through with it, thinking he could get a better situation because he didn't want to have to do the things necessary to become the Atlanta Falcons head coach.
Mike, my larger point is one of the greatest football coaches ever is not welcome back in this world because he's made a fool of himself on and off the field for 5 games. It took 5 games. Whatever the details around Belichick in Atlanta, Belichick couldn't get any job that he wanted this offseason, so he settled for one in the minor leagues. And 5 games later, he's in a worse position than he was 5 games ago because now who wants to bring any of that in? You tell me. Jerry Jones is willing to be so small and petty that he's actually appealing that $250,000 fine. If Jerry Jones wanted Bill Belichick 5 games ago, you think he still wants him?
Stephen Ross.
I'd take him, honestly.
There's so
Pretty
many.
fun.
There's so many Dolphin fans.
Him
that
or
would.
Rex Ryan? I mean,
There's
let's
so
roll
many-
the dice with Belichick. It can't get much
maybe not.
worse. I mean, Tua's out here saying, I don't care if I throw touchdowns or interceptions because I just have a happy family. Like, buddy, care.